right now, let's move to Ondo State, where a civic watchdog group is calling on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, to audit government spending and revenue utilization. Now, with concerns mounting over transparency and fiscal discipline, the demand for accountability is growing louder. Now, what could an EFCC audit, for instance, uncover, and how might it reshape governance in the state? Well, joining me to discuss this is Kayode Mogbojuri, is the co-founder or co-chairman of the Ondo Redemption Front. Thank you for your time, Kayode. All right, it's great to have you here. Let me just put this to you, and I would appreciate if you can, make it as brief as possible. What have you uncovered?
Thank you very much. Let me start by saying that the principle, the philosophy, and the spirit of the Ondo State people, in line with the spirit of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, when it comes to governance, is that sovereignty belongs to the people, from where government derives its power and authority. And as enshrined in the Constitution, that the people must be allowed and it must be ensured that they participate in governance. But the reverse is the case in Ondo State. Sovereignty is no longer in the people of Ondo State. It appears as it is today that sovereignty now lies in the government and in the governor of Ondo State, and the people of Ondo State now exist as the player of the government and the governor. And as we are seeing it today, the resources of the people of Ondo State is no longer used in the interest of the people of Ondo State. And what we are seeing in Ondo State is that governance is no longer visible as it is expected. And why Ondo Redemption Front is now on the verge of crying out is that the people of Ondo State must rise up and demand for transparency and accountability in governance.
Okay, because I mean, what we understand is that what part of what you're requesting is that all the FAAC disbursement to the state, particularly from January to date, in terms of the total amount received and what the funds have been used for. You are asking for an audit, and you are even calling for the involvement of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. So I put it back to you again with specifics. What have you or your group found out?
Thank you very much. Let me say again that the 2024 budget, the government of Ondo State had about over 400 billion naira, wherein about over 200 billion, close to 300 billion, was budgeted for capital expenditure. Let me say that in the last 2 years, talking about 2024 budget and 2025 budget, over 1 trillion naira has been budgeted for our capital expenditure and the recurrent expenditure. And the question the people of Ondo State are asking, that in the last 22 months, over 700 billion naira is made for capital expenditure, and there is no complaint anywhere that there is no money to fund the budget. As a matter of fact, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is emphasizing on daily basis that people ask your governor what is happening. And as at today, we cannot say that 700 billion naira is feasible when it comes to capital expenditure or projects in Ondo State. And the people of the state are worried. We are equally worried. Take, for instance, it took the effort of a clergyman to cry out about 2 weeks ago that, look, people are dying here. How can the government just claim to have opened up a road and they have even damaged the road compared to how they have made it, and they abandoned it? Yet we have billions of naira accruable to the state as allocation. For instance, in the last 7 months, almost 110 billion naira is accruable to the state from federation accounts. And the question we are asking, that within this period of months, what has been the expenditure of the government? What has the government been doing with this money? For instance, it is our responsibility to ask the government that if in the last 7 months you have 110 billion naira, it is left for you to be specific and communicate to the people.
So basically what you are saying is that as a group, you have not seen the reflection of this.
There is no reflection of governance in Ondo State.
No reflection of
No
governance.
reflection of governance in any way.
But the government of the state isn't owing salaries.
Is it what?
Isn't owing salaries.
It is not about salary. I have talked about recurrent expenditure.
I just gave a scenario. So I would like you to be specific.
I'm giving you explanation that we are talking of recurrent expenditure and we are talking of capital expenditure. And let me put it across to you that governance is not about salary. Ondo State has gone beyond the situation whereby an individual will appear on the national scene and will be celebrating that I'm paying salary. Life of the state doesn't depend on the salary.
Well, of course, as much as that, of course, is not, an entire yardstick. That also has been a recurrent issue when it comes to governance in some states.
No. It's an eyesore, and it's not acceptable in Ondo State.
I'm sure that, of course, we'll dig deeper into other specifics when we return from this break. Do stay with us. We will be right back. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have Kayode Mogbojuri, is the co-chairman of Ondo Redemption Front. And we are looking at governance in Ondo State at the moment. Well, thank you for staying with me, Mr. Kayode. Now, you kept talking about infrastructural development in the state, saying that there seems not to be nothing. In your words, you said that there is no governance.
No governance in the state.
Ondo State. But I would like you to react to some of this what I call it achievements so far of the current administration. And this is me just playing the devil's advocate here. I mean, the completed and open road of the new Ondo Road, the dual carriageway, is in traffic and also boosting economic activity. Some will tell you that to a very large extent that is some sort of achievement. The recruitment of over 2,000 new teachers, across the education space, and also some of the, what I call it, entry exams fees that have been written off. And then the implementation of the minimum wage, 73,000 naira. You might choose to, of course, puncture this. I want this conversation to be around specifics.
Very well.
That's why I'm mentioning this achievements, alleged achievements. So I would like you to be very, apt here. What areas have you noticed, as your group noticed, any situation of corruption? Why are you involving or inviting the EFCC to investigate the Ondo State government?
Thank you very much. One, when it comes to local government funds, recently there were cries that the allocation meant for local governments is not being dispersed to the local government for the use of the local governments. And these are the reality.
So what is the allocation used for, according to your findings?
Very well. The allocation of the local government is meant for the local government, and the local governments are the closest governments to the people. As supposed, they are a separate tier of government that they have their own modus operandi, and they are supposed to be independent on their own. But what we are saying is that the state government is taking possession of the allocation of the local government funds. Imagine the local governments being given just 5 million naira every month, when there are statistics that, for instance, in August, that over 400 million naira.
What's the 5 million naira for?
Well, that is why we are concerned that if from the federation account such bogus of money could be released to the local government to the tune of 500 million naira, and we have a state governor saying that he's disposing 5 million naira, and all what he will do is he will assemble the local government chairman in the government house and be distributing what he lost for them. This is unfair to the people of the local governments, and that is why we are saying that even the EFCC and ICPC should come and make intervention where these funds are being diverted to. The people of the state must know, and the government must be accountable, and they must tell us where these funds are. It's important that the governor, the accountant general of the state, and the commissioner for finance, they must give explanation to the public as to whereabouts of the local government funds. That is what our group is saying.
All right. So, but your group is specific about how the local government funds is being managed.
Very well.
It wants the EFCC to take a deep dive into it.
Remember,
okay,
when the Supreme Court gave a recent judgment that allocation of the local government should be judicious issue, and the issue of local government autonomy came on board, the ICPC issued a statement that people should be cautious of the local government fund, that it should get to the appropriate quarter. And what we are seeing in Ondo State is different. For instance, in Lagos State here, you will see different local government, different LCD executing projects. In Ondo State, you cannot see a local government. In fact, get to the secretariats, it's moribund, as if nothing is in the system. Take a kind of a visit and tour, an investigation of your own. Look at what happened in our local government just about a week ago. The local government chairman of Owo was illegally removed simply because he was a whistleblower as to the fact that the allocation of the local government is not forthcoming, just 5 million naira.
Okay, because of course that story, the Owo story, has it that a chat got leaked out.
Very well. Okay. You can imagine.
So anyway, before I let you go, in 30 seconds, I'd just like you to categorically, if you were to speak to Mr. President right now, you know, as regards the happenings in Ondo State or the EFCC chairman, in just 30 seconds, what would be your demand?
My demand is that accountability and transparency is the hallmark of a responsible government. There is no transparency and accountability in Ondo State. Governance is shrouded in secrecy as if it is a secret court. The more we look, the less we see. And the people of Ondo State...
So you are saying Governor Kayode is running the state like a secret court?
Yes, no apology for that. Because
a secret court?
Yes, governance is like a secret court in Ondo State. The more the people look, the less they see.
What do you mean?
We don't know what our money is being spent on. We don't know what our money is being used for. And it is our right to know. Every month, the governor should be able to address the state. This is what I have received from the federation account. This is where I'm shining into.
But I read out some achievements of the government.
What achievements? Is it an achievement that you are hijacking local government funds and you are giving them 5 million naira every month? We wrote a letter to the Commissioner of Finance and to the Attorney General demanding explanation as to the issue of 240 billion naira that was invested in bond. The state government is telling us that is an information that cannot be disclosed to us. They wrote us a letter. When has governance become a secrecy? So the challenge we are putting to Ondo State government as it stands, he must give detailed explanation to the last kobo of what the money of Ondo State people is being spent on. It is our right to know. Ondo State is not existing at its mercy. Governance, sovereignty lies in the people of Ondo State, not in the governor. We are not existing at the mercy of the governor. And in summary of all this, all over the world, the people of Ondo State must ask Governor Kayode to tell us what has happened to over plus or minus a trillion naira.
Trillion naira
that has accrued to him in the last 2 years. What has he spent it on? We want to know, and we must know.
All right, thank you so much for your time on the program. It's been a pleasure having you speak with us on this topic. That's Kayode Mogbojuri is the co-chairman on Ondo Redemption Front. It's been a pleasure once again. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
All right.